by pressing the green button. Has every representative recorded their presence? Chairwoman Serpa. Has every representative recorded their presence? Clerk, lock the machine. We have 69 representatives present. There is a quorum. All rise for the invocation to be delivered by Representative Williams, who will also lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Representative Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Dear God, hear our prayer this day and guide us with your wisdom. Help us to break down the prejudices that prevent us from fully understanding and benefiting from the amazing diversity that is America. Let us give thanks and praise to those African Americans who suffered so much for so long. Amen. I pledge.
Is there any objection to the approval of the journal of the previous day? Hearing none, so ordered. New business. Any new business out there? Representative Amori with new business. Representative Ackerman. Chairman Shekarchi with new business. Representative Yuchi with new business. Any other new business out there? Representative Marshall with new business. Representative Slater with new business. Any other new business? Chairman Asenaro.
Pursuant to Rule 7D, Mr. Speaker, I will be submitting legislation tomorrow relating to insurance. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Whip Edwards.
Thank you, Speaker. Pursuant to Rule 7D, I will be submitting legislation tomorrow concerning the environmental management powers and duties of the Director.
Thank you. Representative Natalillo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Pursuant to Rule 7D, on the next legislative day, I'll be submitting legislation pertaining to domestic relations. Thank you.
Thank you. Chairwoman Serpa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Pursuant to Rule 7D, tomorrow I'll be introducing two bills, one relating to animals and animal husbandry and one relating to human services.
Representative Filippi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On the next legislative day, pursuant to Rule 7D, I will be submitting a bill concerning state affairs and government. Thank you.
Representative Roberts.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Pursuant to Rule 7D, on the next legislative day, I will be introducing a bill on traffic enforcement.
Thank you. Representative Barros.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Pursuant to Rule 7D, tomorrow I would like to introduce a bill referencing liability insurance.
Thank you, Representative. Chairman McNamara.
Thank you. Same request, Mr. Speaker. I'll be introducing the Recovery High School Act and a bill relating to medical licensure and psychology and jurisdictional compact. Thank you.
Representative Filello.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Pursuant to Rule 7D, tomorrow I'll be introducing legislation on health and safety. Thank you.
Representative O'Brien.
Thank you, Speaker. Same request and two bills related to education.
Chairman Kennedy.
Same request. I'll be introducing under Rule 7D a bill dealing with unfair sales practices.
Whip Edwards.
Thank you, Speaker. At the rise, the House Judiciary Committee will be meeting in room 205.
Thank you. We'll do announcements and introductions post-calendar, folks. Representative McLaughlin.
Mr. Speaker, under Rule 7D, I'll be introducing legislation in reference to the school busing.
Thank you. Representative Norton.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Under Rule 7D, I'll be introducing legislation tomorrow on school and sports and concussions.
Representative Almeida.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. 7D will be introducing a Providence bill on liquor licenses.
Thank you. What we are going to do in the future regarding 7D announcements is we'll do them at the start of announcements and introductions rather than before the calendar. But thank you all for noticing those bills. The next order of business is the calendar. Clerk, please read the first item on today's calendar.
Item number 1, number 7006.
Chairman Kennedy.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This bill comes to us from Representative Carnevale. He's been working on this issue, and you may have recalled that this bill was before us last year. The House passed this bill last year. It's a bill that would prohibit electric distribution companies from charging an interconnecting renewable energy customer for system modifications that are not directly related to the interconnection, except for accelerated modifications for which the developer is repaid when the modifications would have otherwise been made. This involves a project that has been proposed long ago for the town of Coventry. It involves several municipalities that are interested in buying the renewable energy that will be generated by this particular project. Representative Carnevale has worked diligently on this. It allows for a maximum project size of 10 megawatts for net metered projects in the state of Rhode Island, and ensures that net metered electricity is properly treated as consumed in the meter or meters designated for net metering for regulatory and valuation purposes. I move passage.
Chairman Kennedy moves passage. That is seconded by Representative Marshall, Representative O'Brien, Representative Ruggiero, Representative Carson, Chairman Handy, Representative Regenberg, Representative Almeida, Representative Bennett, Representative Hull, Deputy Speaker Lima, Representative Moore, and Representative Slater. Whip Edwards, Representative Solomon, Representative Johnston, Representative Blazejewski, Representative Coughlin, Representative Barros, Representative Abney, and Representative Canario. Representative Nunes.
Thank you, Speaker. I would like to recuse myself on this legislation, please.
Provide Representative Clerk, please provide Representative Nunes with a recusal form. Representative Costa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. May I ask the chairman or the sponsor a question, please?
You can ask either one if they will yield. Who would you?
Doesn't matter.
Who would like to? Representative Carnevale, will you yield to a question? He will yield.
I will yield.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Rep. Carnevale. I vaguely remember this bill from last year, and I mean vaguely. One quick question. When you get offers for companies to come in and that are not Narragansett Electric, and they send you the form in the mail, and then you call them up and they want to reduce your energy bill, and they're going to reduce it for 6 months. Does this have anything to do with if the 6 months expires?
You said Narragansett Electric, you mean National Grid?
National Grid, yes, sir.
You're showing your age.
I'm only 29, Rep. No comment.
Representative, no, this has nothing to do with those companies.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
There are no other lights. Clerk, unlock the machine. All in favor, please vote green. Those opposed, red. Clerk, lock the machine. We have 66 in favor, 3 opposed. The act prevails. I believe that concludes the calendar. It does. Announcements and introductions. Deputy Speaker Lima.
Announcement, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed.
I very proudly stand here today to congratulate you, Mr. Speaker, and Representative Serpa on getting national recognition by receiving the United States Humane Society Award. This is a big recognition for all the hard work that has been done to protect animals, and it's such an important issue. As the saying goes, a society is judged by how they treat their most vulnerable. And we all know that animal abuse is very bad, and it also leads to further crimes, child abuse. Many criminals in jail started out as animal abusers. So I'd like everyone to please help me congratulate Speaker Mattiello and Representative Serpa. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I was honored to receive that award along with Chairwoman Serpa, and it's nice to give a voice to living animals that don't otherwise have a voice. So thank you for your work, Chairwoman Serpa. She gets most, if not all, of the credit. So thank you, Chairwoman. Chairman Shekarchi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. House Labor will be meeting tomorrow at 3:30, and we have a short agenda, so I will need a quorum. If everybody could try to do their best to get there at 3:30, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Representative Filello.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Adjournment, please.
Proceed.
Yes, if we could please adjourn today in the memory of Arnold Wheaton. He was from Johnston, and he'll be sorely missed. Thank you.
We certainly will. Thank you, Representative. Chairman McNamara.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have a resolution for immediate consideration with the agreement of the majority and minority leader.
Send it up, please.
And it does not have to be read.
Thank you, Chairman. Representative Tabone.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, on the next legislative day, I'll be doing Rule 7D, introducing legislation relating to taxation.
Thank you, Representative. Representative Diaz.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Following the Rule 7D, I will introduce two legislation related to human services and related to domestic relations. And also, Mr. Speaker, the House Committee on Health, Education and Welfare will meet otherwise, room 101. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Chairman McNamara moves House Joint Resolution reaffirming the friendship between Rhode Island and Taiwan, commending Taiwan's achievement on its election of the 14th term president, enhancing bilateral relations and supporting Taiwan in the international community. That is seconded by Chairman Kennedy. All in favor, aye. All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. It's also seconded by Representative Corvesi. Does not need to be read, Clerk. Representative Ruggiero.
Thank you, Speaker. May we go to new business, please?
We may. Representative Ruggiero with new business. Representative Tanzi. Any other new business out there? I'm sorry. Representative Costantino with new business? Any other new business? Representative Fogarty with new business. Representative Tanzi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Announcement?
Proceed.
I would like to ask the Chamber to join me in congratulating our colleague, Representative O'Brien, and his colleagues in North Providence for the amazing achievement that they got this past year of a 98% graduation rate in their high school. So kudos to you and all of your colleagues in North Providence.
Congratulations, Representative O'Brien, and thank you for all your efforts as a teacher and for what you do for our children. Chairman Azenaro.
Announcement, Speaker.
Proceed.
The House Committee on Veterans Affairs will meet at the Rise in room 135. Thank you.
Representative Tabone.
Mr. Speaker, announcement.
Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I just wanted to introduce my cousin, Jonathan Olarte, who's upstairs. He's here today visiting, and just want to say he's a young man who's looking to advance his studies and go into the medical field. He's also an Eagle Scout from Troop 3 Central Falls, and I'm just happy that you're here with us today.
Welcome to the House of Representatives, and keep up the good work. Representative Phillips.
Adjournment, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like the House to adjourn in the memory of Gloria Robridge from the city of Woonsocket. She worked in the past with a lot of the former mayors, Mayor Menard, Mayor Baldelli, but her real calling was to help people. She was part of the St. Jude's Children's Hospital Research Committee for over 25 years. She was a member of the St. Louis Chorale. She worked with the senior activities group for all the seniors to keep them busy in their senior years so that they wouldn't be couch potatoes. And she helped by visiting people whenever they were sick. Whenever there was somebody sick, she would go to their house or go to the hospital, go to her nursing home just to visit them and comfort them while they were just trying to get better. So I'd like the House to adjourn in her memory, please.
We certainly will, Representative. Thank you. Representative Price.
Thank you, Speaker. With the agreement of the House Majority Leader and the House Minority Leader, I have a resolution for immediate consideration.
Send it up, please.
Thank you.
Representative Ruggiero.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. An announcement, please.
Proceed.
Ladies and gentlemen of the House, I want to take a moment to recognize a former state representative who is joining us for Black History Month, Maxine Shavers.
Representative Shavers, welcome back to the House. It's an honor and a pleasure to have you. Representative Cannavale.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Pursuant to House Rule 7D, relating to taxation, motion picture tax credits.
Chairman Gallison.
Announcement, Mr. Speaker. The House Committee on Finance will be meeting at the Rise. We're having a hearing this afternoon on Budget Article 19 and Article 22. And I'd also like to welcome back Representative Shavers. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Any further announcements or introductions? Representative Diaz.
Mr. Speaker, can you please wait 1 second? Miss, a teenager for Rhode Island is outside, and we get her.
We will certainly wait for
Thank
you,
you,
Representative.
Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Any other announcements and introductions? Representative Price moves House Resolution congratulating Roy Heaton, Ph.D., on his retirement from the state of Rhode Island after 29 years of dedicated service to the citizens of Rhode Island. That is seconded by Leader Newberry and Leader DeSimone. All in favor, aye. All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Whip Edwards.
Adjournment request, Speaker.
Proceed.
Ladies and gentlemen of the House, I would like to have the House today adjourn in the memory of Richard Smiley Gill. Richard, we always called him Smiley, was one of the first people I ever worked with in the construction industry. I learned all the things that you're supposed to do and many of the things you're not supposed to do from Richard. He was a big help in my career and choice of careers. So he'll be very sorely missed. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Whip. Representative Valencia, welcome back. It's a pleasure to have you. Just noticed you over there. Representative Almeida.
Mr. Speaker, recognition.
Proceed.
I'd like to recognize a real powerful man, especially in the black community, Representative Ray Rickman.
Representative Rickman, welcome back. Pleasure to have you in the House of Representatives again. Representative Diaz.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to say thank you for your patience, but you will see why we are waiting for a few minutes. I had the pleasure to know and to meet a young lady who is a great example of what young people can do in the state. I'm so pleased that Miss Black Rhode Island Talented Teen USA 2016 is with us today. She's the first black young lady to represent Rhode Island. And this is why I'm so excited and so happy that that happened today when we're celebrating the Black history. So I wanted you to help me to congratulate a beautiful, talented, amazing young lady who's dedicated the last years of her life to be example for youth in our state. At the same time, Mr. Speaker, I have IC resolution to recognize Miss Angela Pierre Lewis being the first black Rhode Island Talented Teen USA 2016. Please raise up. And please give a nice round of applause.
Angela, welcome to the House of Representatives. It's an honor and a pleasure to have you. Thank you for your leadership in your community, amongst your peers, and continued good work to you. We expect great and big things from you in the future. Keep up the good work. Thank you. And I'd be remiss if I didn't welcome and acknowledge Colonel O'Donnell, who's in the back with some of his troopers that help protect us each and every day. Colonel, thank you for your leadership, and while you're here with your men, there's no women with you, but men and women of the Rhode Island State Police, through your leadership and with the fine men of the Rhode Island State Police, you protect all of us, and you're one of the most elite law enforcement organizations in the world. So thank you for your service to all Rhode Islanders. Representative Diaz moves House Resolution recognizing and honoring Angela Pierre Louis on being the first black Rhode Island Talented Teen USA 2016. That is seconded by Representative Abney, Representative Maldonado, Representative Barros, Representative Williams, Representative Almeida, myself, and the entire House of Representatives. All in favor, aye. All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Clerk, please read. And leave on the desk for signatures.
House resolution recognizing and honoring Angela Pierre Lewis on being the first Miss Black Rhode Island Talented Teen USA 2016. Whereas in August of 2016, Angela Pierre Lewis would be the first Miss Black Rhode Island Talented Teen to compete against accomplished young women from across the country in the 2016 Miss Black Talented Teen USA competition. And whereas sponsored by the Miss Black USA pageant and Scholarship Foundation, the competition is a national campaign to promote self-esteem in African American girls and endeavors to redefine the role of black women in today's society. And whereas Angela is a beautiful 16-year-old Haitian-American young lady and a shining star of the Y2K millennial generation, year 2K. Born in Providence, she's an honor roll student at St. Mary's Academy, Bayview, who in her spare time enjoys volunteer work at her local church. And whereas in addition, Angela participates in school clubs that aim to enhance the lives of others within her community. She's also a candidate for her black belt in Taekwondo, is a member of the SWAT team, the Special Winning Attitude team, at Mastery Martial Arts in East Greenwich, and generously provides guidance and assists fellow students who are learning their forms. And whereas with the optimism of a pure heart and a talent to see her dreams come to fruition, Angela aspires to become the #1 dermatologist in the world. Her noble hope is to help others feel beautiful in their own skin. Now, therefore, be it resolved that this House of Representatives of the State of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations hereby recognizes and honors Angela Pierre-Louis on being the first Miss Black Rhode Island Talented Teen to represent this state in the 2016 Miss Black Talented Teen USA competition. We furthermore wish her much success in the upcoming pageant and every happiness life has to offer. And be it further resolved, the Secretary of State be and hereby is authorized and directed to transmit a duly certified copy of this resolution to Ms. Angela Pierre-Louis.
Angela, if you can stick around afterwards, we'd be honored to take some pictures with you. This is a day of dignitaries at the House of Representatives. We have great folks here. We also have our Secretary of State, Nellie Gorbea, and our Lieutenant Governor, Dan McKee. Welcome to the House of Representatives. Pleasure to have you. And I'm told that the General Treasurer, Seth Magaziner, was here also, so welcome, Treasurer. I see Mayor James Diosa back there, one of our great mayors in the great city of Central Falls. Welcome to the House. Representative Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Announcement.
Proceed.
And an invitation. I extend a further invitation to all my colleagues whom are present here today that may not have a committee hearing to please stay and participate with the celebration. And in the event that you have to rush off to committee hearing, please know that we have a reception following the presentation, the celebration. So you're more than welcome to attend the reception and get acquainted and familiar with the many guests that we have here from the African American community. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Williams. We look forward to that. Representative Barrows.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On behalf of all the Pawtucket delegation, I'd certainly like to also acknowledge my friend and my mayor, Don Grebian.
Mayor Grebian, welcome to the House. Wonderful friend. I'm sorry, I didn't notice you back there. Any other announcements or introductions? Is there any objection to transmitting all matters on the clerk's desk to Her Excellency the Governor, the Honorable Senator, or the Secretary of State forthwith? Hearing none, so ordered. Any other announcements or introductions? Leader DeSimone moves that the House adjourn in memory of Richard Smiley Gill, Arnold Wheaton, Gloria Roberge. The motion is seconded by Leader Newberry. All those in favor, please stand for a moment of silence. The House stands adjourned.